Igorta nebeljingei kemin ketik eng chongindo noton naat ko Plant Your Age korutechi kokwet noton nebo Wote eng Makueni asikomuch kokoito kanetisiet kotiengei ak kamanutiet ak mising ko oret nekiboisien nyadunot eng kolsetab ketik. Dr. Isaac Alua ne inendet ko nebo ng'echeret eng Green Africa kondochin tetutyonoton.
Plant Your Age Day is a very important day. It's a culmination of an initiative when I called upon Kenyans to plant and grow trees equivalent to the age of Wangari Maathai. When she passed on, she was 71. So I called on Kenyans to plant 71 trees in commemoration of Wangari Maathai. Eventually, it became so popular and many people wanted to ask, hey, and what do we do next? We have already planted Wangari Maathai trees, which our expectation within 1 year was that Kenyans were going to do about maybe 5.6 million trees. But to our surprise, trees that were actually planted, trees that were preserved and conserved for the period were 15.7 million trees. And eventually people came back and said, hey, what do we do next? And we agreed that let it be Plant Your Age. So if you are 35 years of age, plant your age. And therefore it became a commemoration of everyone's birthday, everyone's living, purpose of living, and it continues to grow. Hundreds of millions of trees have been planted by enthusiastic people.
Kosubke ak Dr. Kalua koistoengei biikab boror atebet nekikole ketik kityok en igorwek cheterterchin kobaten en nguni kokole biikab emet ketik en chongindo en igorwek tugul.
They have gone out of what has been the norm, that there is a period, a season for tree planting, and they have just broken that out and say that every season is a tree planting period. For as long as you have a connection with a tree, you know which type of a tree you're planting for what purpose. You will take care of it, you will water it, you will make sure that it grows. And because trees have got very important aspects as indicated earlier on, and therefore these are activities, there's an activity that one thing that has, because of the passionate approach that people have taken, we have noticed that when a tree is personalized, someone will always ensure that it grows.
Kosubke ak Dr. Kalua koimutiet nemiten en nguni ko kolset nebo ketik ak en let ko manyoru ribet nyadunot ole en let komuch koyomyo ketik choton.
The government has been grappling, and together with us, because we are the government, with 10% forest cover. I believe that it is just a matter of processes that had not been done. We are already past 10% forest cover. The only challenge has been how many trees have grown ever since we planted. You find very honorable people, including people from the armed forces. They go someplace and they plant trees and come back after a year or two. Those trees died just after they left. And therefore, this becomes an opportunity for people to create employment opportunities. It means that trees can't grow on their own. You must be able to employ people to deal with this.
Ibeljingei kokwoutyenoton naat ko Plant Your Age kekol ketik en chongindo koit koitet noton nebo 40 en bokol ngekerchin ak maketab serikali nebo kekol ketik en koitet nebo 10 en bokol. Kosubkei ak Dr. Kalua konyolu kecher neranik kokol ketik en chongindo ak mising keyai kolsetab ketik koik mung'aret asikomuch kousyi kong ak kosuldaen chongindo noton nebo neranik.
For Plant Your Age offers the corporate an opportunity for them to create, you know, a tree would cost 100 shillings. So 30 shillings is for purchasing the tree. You have the tree seedlings. You have there at that point supported a family. Then 30 shillings is for ensuring that the tree is taken care of for the period that it is going to grow, maybe a period of 1 year. And therefore that money again goes to the community in a very organized system, because you have to be in a group, and we are using existing groups to be able to do that. 20 shillings is for experts to be able to monitor the tree and the process that is happening. 10 shillings goes to the process of ensuring that the sustainability and resource mobilization. And therefore your 100 shillings, you can account for it. There is sustainability, you can be able to monitor, and you are touching lives directly, as opposed to spending too much money when you're not really affecting the people. So the idea is to make it sustainable. we are targeting not 10%, we are targeting 40% forest cover for this nation. Because the more the trees, the more the water, the more the oxygen, the more the job employment opportunities, the more the economic activities that we can be able to employ. So why waste time? We just need to do all this and tell an African person that to conserve environment you'll be left alone, but show them how to make money, they will go in that route. So why waste time? We need to be able to move fast so that our country can really make progress. And you can imagine in the Rift Valley region how many opportunities are there for us to be able to do quite a lot.
Kongong Dr. Kalua kole nguni kotokyingei counties terterchin asikomuch konamgei eun ak serikalishekab counties koboto waita konetisiet koityi chong'indab biikab emet kotinygei ak ortinwek chenyolnotin eng kasarta age tugul nekikole ketik asikeistoengei kobetetab ketik chekakikol ole en let komuch koyomyo ketik choton.
I've been to many counties. We first launched it by planting 80 trees for the President of Kenya, the former President Mwai Kibaki. We planted this in Kitui County. We have been to Nairobi County, we have been to Kajiado County where they've done close to about 10 million seedlings so far in different activities, 25,000 by the youth and others are doing that. So we are in Makueni. We are looking forward to come to Rift Valley. We are also looking forward to go to Laikipia. It's an event that many people want to have in their own places. And the county governments have a role to set out a space and cordon off so that it is fenced off, so that this can happen in that place. And once you do that, the corporate will just come in because they know that you are organized and they just want to buy trees, seedlings that they can be able to be planted and ensure that when they come back again, they will find them growing. This is the idea. And therefore I call upon every county in the Republic of Kenya. The rainy regime or the season for trees in Rift Valley is different from the lower eastern. It's something that people can embrace, and activities that people can even buy seedlings, seeds from trees that are existing, so that we can also enhance the biodiversity that we are losing every day by selling seeds that can be grown in specific regions for specific purposes.
Katach kakwautiet ak rutoito nebo Plant Your Age, Governor nebo Makueni Professor Kivuta Kibwana mwaet kole noton kowendi konoptoi koitet nebo ketik chekikole.
This event that we have just concluded with Dr. Isaac Kalua Green, together with the Green Africa Foundation, is a very important event in terms of ensuring that the culture of afforestation, reforestation, greening our country is entrenched. And as a country, through the Constitution, we have said that we want to do 10% of forest cover. And so it is very, very important that that is achieved throughout all the counties. And it's a minimum. We need to do better because some countries have even 70% forest cover. And in these days of climate change, the more we have forests, the more we have oxygen, the more the people are in a better place in terms of health, in terms of when you grow trees, livelihoods, availability of water. So really trees are a major source of life. So to the extent that the foundation and its leader, Dr. Kalua, are demonstrating how to sustainably grow trees and to incorporate partners, the local communities, the religious sector, schools, so that it becomes a national movement. And indeed, we have seen that Dr. Kalua is taking forward the work that was begun by Professor Wangari Maathai, and we thank God that there has been a continuation of championing greening our country. I would ask that at the national level, at the county levels, this culture is really entrenched. For example, in our county, we have noticed that places where there are more forests, the people seem to live longer. And we think one of the correlation is the oxygen that is provided, which makes people even live longer. And of course, they also take good food, traditional foods, and so on. So this is something that really needs to be prioritized as a country. The way we have mainstreamed gender earlier on, mainstreamed youth, try to mainstream youth issues, disability issues, HIV issues. So in the same way, we should prioritize climate change and afforestation. And we really had a good day. Before it was in Kajiado, Plant Your Age. It is going to go to Laikipia now after Makueni. It started with President Kibaki, and I remember being part of that when I was in his government. So this is something that should be sustained, and even when our president comes here for purposes of the devolution conference, when that happens, we will also tell him that we planted our age, and we'll ask him also to plant his age as he plants the 2 millionth tree for devolution.
Kurset en serikalit noton nebo emet, serikalit neo ak serikalitab county en nguni kokomuch komong ng'atutik kotestai kolany koitet nebo biik chemine ketik en emetab Kenya ak komuch kolany koitetab ketik chekemine kong'etege koitet nebo 10 en bogol kuole magat akoi koitet noton nebo 40 en bogol.
We have many youth groups and women groups which have nurseries. Actually, we have a lot of nurseries. The challenge is making sure that those are appropriate, and therefore working with the national level institutions to make sure that what we are doing is the correct seedlings. But more than that, we have also some certified nurseries, but we need to increase what they produce, and of course also source from elsewhere. And like some of what we plant, like mango trees, orange trees, and so on, those we normally have very good seedlings. But it is now the other traditional trees, and Dr. Kalua has also said that we can begin to get seeds of the indigenous trees from the forest, and then somehow they are certified, and even that becomes a business. And I think one most important part is afforestation requires to be an economic activity, not just a voluntary activity, period. Because when the youth know they can make money out of it, when even others know they can make money out of it, particularly when they grow the trees, not just planting them. You plant them, you sustain them, you grow them, then there will be impetus for more afforestation within the country.
Okay. Kong'ong kivuta kibwana kole miten en nguni county nebo Makueni en koitet nebo 13 en bogol en kolsetab ketik kola molebeljingei noton kotestai ebendi tai asikomuch keistege koimutik cheboto kemeut.
The current forest cover is over the national, what is deemed to be the national average of 10%. We are at 13.6%, and we had wanted to have 15% by 2022, according to our CIDP. But I still think that even 15% is a low percentage. We should aim minimum 20% going towards. We already have the policies for this. We have even climate change committees up to the grassroots. We have a fund for climate change action. In terms, and we're one of the first counties to have this climate change laws. We have also a sand act to regulate how sand is used and to conserve and to make it be a source of water, and also to make sure that we can use some of that water to plant trees.
Okay. Kosipke ak Adelina Mwau ine ko rubeiwotab governor nebo county nebo Makueni komwa kole manyalu komiten amune agetugul nemuch koipchi biikab emet kotil ketik ak kobel magaa en mwaet kole noton kowekto let bandab tai nebo emet.
We better start by showing children that they need to plan their age. 3 years, plan your age. 4 years, plant your age. As you leave standard 8, plant your age. And I know this will change and make sure that those trees are taken care of.
Nancy Kivuta ko First Lady in County no Makueni na magole nyolu kerib ketik asikomuch keistoige koimutik cheborenjin eng komoswek choton yomyotin cheboto chemanyoru icheket ropta neyamat eng kasarwek tugul.
Panda si hoja. Unaweza kutumia wakati wote kupanda miti kama hutunzi. Hakuna haja. Kitu cha maana ni kutunza ule mti kama vile unatunza mtoto. So unajua pia mti ina uhai. Kwa hivyo it needs to be nurtured. To be nurtured so that it can grow and give you what you are expecting. Mti upende. You have to love the tree.
Kot kounoton ko kurset en biikab emet komakomin ketik kityo kobaten komuch korib ketik chekamin icheket. Angot kemin ketik ak kebakach en asista komuch komeyo amatokotoret eng ng'andan kewesin chepkondok chemiten barak kot missing. Ak kounoton kobo komonut en chi age tugul neimuch kogol anan komin ketit korib ketoton akoi tun koet. Kong'eten komosta nebo Wote, county nebo Makueni, kainenyu ko Shadrack Mutai.